Mr. Chairman, Dr. Gibreel, today it's 24th of April 2014. What happened in Bentiu? We saw the footages, and the people around the world now, they saw the violence, they saw dead bodies, but they can't explain to themselves why this happened or what's happening actually on the oil fields. What's your knowledge? What happened last week?
On the 14th and 15th of April 2014, the forces of Riek Machar, who left, who has started fighting with the government of South Sudan since the 15th of December 2013, attacked Bentiu and retook the city. The Bentiu is the capital city of Unity State. So they attacked early in the morning and they took the city. And unfortunately, they committed atrocities. And they killed quite a number of foreigners. The figures coming out are varying from something like 250 to 2,070. But what's sure is the Darfurians and the Sudanese who are killed there are over 415 persons. Up to the moment, the figures came out, it's like 450 persons. This include women, children, and men. They are all there on business, traders, petty traders actually, and they don't have nothing to do with the war with South Sudan or with the war in Sudan or with any party to the war. Unfortunately, the rebels who retook Bentiu committed a real massacre for no good reason at all. You can't see what's the reason. They killed Sudanese, they killed Somalians, they killed Eritreans, they killed all the foreigners in the city. You don't see any justification why are they doing that, but that's what happened. According to the figures produced by the government of South Sudan, they talk about over 2,000 civilians killed on that day. The UN is saying that, well, the forces of Machar, when they entered Bentiu, they used a local radio to ask their forces to go and rape the others. The other women, kill people, and clean the city from those who are not supporting Machar. And I do believe the international community, the human conscience, should all stand up to hold these people accountable to the crimes they committed. These are crimes against humanity. These crimes of genocide. These are war crimes. They should not be tolerated by any party. And whoever commits such crimes has to be held accountable, because they are going to repeat this unless the international community stands up and tells the perpetrator that we are not going to tolerate this.
Is it true that people the civilians ran to the mosque, try to protect themselves in the mosque, and that the killers came inside the mosque and killed them inside the mosque?
Yes, that's what the survivors are saying, and that's what the UN, the force there, UNAMIS, who went and picked evacuated part of the wounded from the mosque, are saying. Actually, the victims ran to the hospital, ran to church, ran to a mosque, and ran to the UN, I think UNDP or the World Food Program, the warehouse. But they have been followed to all those places and killed wherever they are. And quite a number of them have been thrown to the, what you call it, to the Nile. and some tried to cross the Nile, and then they got drowned. Yes, Bahr Ghazal, yes, they got drowned. So, yes, that intentionally was deliberate intention. They went after the civilian victims who are not at all armed, and they killed them one by one in cold blood.
Who done it? I mean, we hear rumors that they came from Hidij, from the north, from Sudan, that they've been trained by the Sudan government in Hidij and equipped with the guns and sent it over the border to into the Republic of South Sudan, into Bentiu. Is this true?
According to the information we have, yes, the forces of Riek Machar are trained or have been trained by the government of Sudan. Not only trained, but armed, equipped, and provided the logistics to come back to South Sudan and commit the atrocities they committed. Not only that, part of the information we have that some of the Janjaweed, the armed militias who belong to the government of Sudan, also joined these forces and entered Bentiu together. And some of the atrocities were committed by these, the Janjaweed as well as the forces of Machar.
But from future, will this proceed, or international community will do something? What do you believe? Do you believe that international community will stop next such massacre, or will it be just all waiting and looking what will come?
Well, you know, after Rwanda, they said not under our watch again, but it happened in Darfur. Hundreds of thousands of people were killed under the watch of the international community. And the perpetrators are now moving around freely, actually. Those are some indictments from the International Criminal Court. But again, the International Criminal Court got no teeth, so it will not bite. And morally, it may be of some effect, but practically, Bashir is free, he's ruling the country, and he's killing more people. The ministers are doing the same. So we have a lot of doubts that, of course, when you talk about international community, practically governments are doing this. I do believe the human conscience is a good one all over the world, and people would like to see people safe. They don't like to see massacres committed, atrocities committed all over the sexual crimes committed, or crimes against humanity committed. But governments, they rather look at their own interests and the interests of their own countries rather than the well-being of mankind. And that's a problem, actually. When their interest and the human dignity come together and become one, or when we put human dignity in front of our own interests, then this type of crimes will disappear. Otherwise, they will continue, what I see is. And now the way the perpetrators of Bentiu's massacre are treated, well, it's just a lip service. You don't feel really people are outraged with what happened. At least the governments in the West, they don't show anything of any sort of outrage of what happened. And which means they are telling the perpetrator, you can continue doing this without any sort of punishment.